The time is now, Tanya. We'll let the Lost Boys tell it too. $1996. Rest in peace, Freaky Ta. Yeah. Multiples. Yeah. Whoa, 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 what? Welcome out to the Black Russian Podcast. I am Tion Buku One.
I'm Yula.
Fan favorite. And we are going into episode 3. I'd like to welcome you guys out. This is the last one of the new year. Well, of the year. We're going into the new year now, which is good because it's been a crazy year. And we're going into 2017, so we dropped one more to give you guys something that actually, Happy New Year. You'll hear it on the first. So
that's right. Happy New Year.
So
Hope
if you're
2017 is a little better than 2016, although who knows, but we'll try and make it better.
Yeah, so if you're hearing this, you've made it into 2017, and congratulations. The Grim Reaper was no joke this year, especially on celebrities. So, yeah, we just did the last episode was the monogamy episode. It was a fascinating episode.
It was hard to record.
Yeah.
It was not easy.
Yeah, it was not easy to record. We didn't get a whole lot of participation.
We got none.
We didn't get any participation from our friends who were in monogamous relationships. They were busy, getting ready for the holidays and stuff.
Really? Is that what you think?
Yeah, I'll say they got busy. Busy. But
Tion's way nicer than me. Like way nicer than me.
You got some fires to shoot? Some shots to fire?
Of course.
Go ahead.
I just don't think there's anything to say.
Huh?
I just don't think there's anything to say that's positive about monogamy that we didn't say about how we live.
Meaning, like, there's no one special something that's only in monogamy that you can't find anywhere else.
Well, meaning that people are probably like they didn't answer your questions because they were like, it's cool, but I don't know that it's something to write home about.
Quite possibly.
That's what I think, but you say they were busy with the holidays. I guess we're gonna buy that.
They were busy for the holidays, but what was crazy was after we did the episode, we were driving back home, and I was just looking on some stuff on YouTube on relationships and stuff for us to talk about, and we discovered Esther Perel. If you guys don't know about her, you should look her up. She's a relationship therapist, an amazing woman. She speaks in a way that really resonated with me, and Eula fell in love. So, and she shared a few things about the concepts of monogamy and things that we didn't fully know. We kind of had an idea about, but didn't go fully into. But it was really cool. So we learned a lot about it, nonetheless. And one of the 3 things that were really prominent that we learned in retrospect is, one, most people didn't consciously choose monogamy. It wasn't something that they discussed in the beginning of the relationship, like there was other options. It was the default, like that was just a given. 2, the ones who defaulted into monogamy never discussed with their partner what monogamy meant. Like, where did monogamy end and infidelity start? So they're just guessing and just learning on the fly, which is, challenging. And the third was the ones who were married, most of them didn't write their own vows. They just accepted somebody else's vows and climbed into somebody else's box.
Yeah, that's where I throw in a red flag.
Yeah.
For sure.
Not buying it.
Yeah, not buying it. Don't like prepare flowers and herbs and all that stuff. Write your own vows.
Yeah. People do spend a lot more time on everything else but the actual binding contract. Right?
I mean, even when people think that their vows should be something special, not out of the box, most of them would go, "Hey, can you help me write my vows?" Really?
Right.
Am I gonna be in your marriage too? No. You guys sit down and write your own vows, talk about it, and figure it out. I can't tell how you guys are gonna live.
Right. You definitely want to have it by your design. So that was the ending of the monogamy episode. I'm sure we'll come back to it as more and more people start talking about it, sharing ideas and thoughts. But so we're basically starting episode 3 off with the concept of like, okay, so you've done monogamy for a while or most of your life, like I did, and
No, you didn't. What are you talking about?
I guess
Come on,
half my
stop
life.
it. No, you were 40 years old.
So what 97 I was.
Yeah, well, okay. What, did you start having relationships when you were born?
3rd grade.
Come on, Tion.
3rd grade.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. For most of my upbringing, most of my growing up, I was
In your teenage years.
well, from
you were.
3rd grade till
Okay.
1997.
Yeah. All right, that doesn't count. Okay.
I
You
felt
were
it was real to me. It was very
All
real
right,
to me.
all right.
So, you know, now you just threw me off.
Yeah, because you weren't right.
No, what do you mean?
It sounds nice, but it's not true.
It was most of my development years. I was like,
Yeah,
can we
the
grow-
5 years that you were developing.
Well,
Right.
not just 5.
Congratulations.
I could show you love letters from like 3rd
Yeah.
grade.
Okay, yeah.
I was about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
When you were 18, I have some of your love letters. I'm sure I wasn't the only one getting them.
no, but
So, yeah,
we
stop
weren't
it.
boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, all right, stop.
We weren't like
Yeah,
going steady.
yeah.
Or dating, or not even just courting or whatever it is. So, anyways, we get to the point where we're like, okay, that box, that template, it doesn't quite fit me anymore, or you know, I'm kind of feeling maybe there's something after that. And then the question goes, well, what's beyond that? And this is the episode about all things beyond monogamy. When you decide to step out into the world and be a brave soldier and just kind of see what's out there, what else are possible, what other things are possible. So we're gonna go into that. It's called the alternative episode, polyamory episode, non-monogamy episode, whatever you want to call it. So first, I would like to say, as we always say whenever we deal with any relationships, is all relationships are predicated on the quality of the individuals and the work they do together and on their own. There is no relationship style that is more or less divine than the other. It's the quality of work. You can have horrible relationships in monogamy, polyamory, any other type of style. It's the quality of the human, so we are not anti anything. There's something for everybody. We're just anti assuming that one thing is for everybody. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, totally.
All right, so we like to set it off with our quotes. We kind of like to gather quotes. And you want to go ahead and say one of your quotes first?
Sure. Hold on. My quote.
We got notes. You'll see on the video if you're watching. We're thorough, nerdy.
All right. So here's one. You have your way, I have my way. As for the right way, the correct way, and the only way, it does not exist. So that kind of speaks to what Tian was just saying about, you know, what style of the relationship is the right way. There is no right way. It's whatever works for you, whatever works for your partner, whatever works for people around you. That's the right way.
All right, and one of mine is, yeah, I'm not doing good with my proper English tonight. That's why we have the Russian over here. You must love in such a way that the person you love feels free. Meaning the love that you share with somebody should empower them and make them feel free, alive, and can be connected with their path and their purpose, their path. It's gonna be a rough start.
All right, I'll save you. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. That's, I think that's the tough part of our growing up, mastering ourselves. That is not the most fun to get to, but once we do, I guess that makes all the effort worth it and makes the relationships easier as well.
I see. So I go, when we realize that love is not something we give or get from others, but the very essence of our own being, only then do we stop seeking to monopolize, limit, or control it in others. So that really ties into the concept of getting closely or closer connected through letting go, and not trying to let your ego or your fears and insecurities possess, own, or monopolize love, because that's the antithesis of love.
And how do you let it go? You master yourself, and then you let it go.
Ooh, sigh. All right, your third one?
Yep. It is not the lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages. There's been quite a few times that the only thing that held us together was our friendship. If we didn't have our friendship, we definitely would not have gone as far as we have. Probably would have faltered a year into it.
Yeah, true. I like you.
Likewise. Most of the time.
Most of the time. Okay, my final one is, if you love a flower, don't pick it up, because if you pick it up, it dies, and it ceases to be what you love. So if you love a flower, let it be. Love is not about possession. Love is about appreciation. And that goes to the concept of, when you first meet somebody, you have not yet micromanaged or possessed them at all. And you fall in love with them because of who they are. And then little by little, we start to change them through our fears, our insecurities, micromanaging, and some form of ownership. And eventually that person that we fell in love with is no longer the person that we're with, because we've changed them, we've tainted them, we've plucked them from their natural path. And so those are our quotes. So now we're gonna get into episode 3, the non-monogamy episode.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess this whole thing is about what's the alternative and how do you get to it. I think it's what's interesting in every relationship is how we all get to it, and then what do we do with it. So maybe I guess we should go into how we got into it.
No, that's in me too.
Yeah, well, that's your rules. Those are your rules. I didn't sign up for them. Alright, we'll go by them. Tion prepared.
I'm the
big
producer.
notes. He's producing. I just kind of wrote in here and.
She's the transgressionist. She's the one that. You go ahead. I don't have time to do that, and so I can just burn down your whole concept. So we're leaving monogamy, and the whole purpose of that is realizing that that box does not fit us. So we want to venture into a land where the core concept is writing your own vows, writing your own script. Yes?
Well, it's so much more logical to go into it once you talk about how do people get out of the box. Don't you
Okay,
think?
well, sure. You can go. Let's go. We'll go back a little bit to the prequel. Tell us, how do people get out of the box?
Well, it depends on who it is. I mean, we have plenty of people coming up and asking questions that make us wonder or make us see that, hey, a lot of people are questioning how they live and their marriages. So there's a lot of people that, yeah, we've been married, blah, blah, blah. I'm 30, I've been married since 23, and now, we fight all the time. We do not communicate. I know she's unhappy. I'm unhappy, but that's just how it goes. So where do we go from here? Or we've been married for 20 years. I'm bored out of my mind. He's probably bored out of his mind. We don't have sex, but what do we do? I mean, there's a million of those questions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to spend time on my own. He doesn't want me to spend time on my own. He's scared. I kind of want to do other things, but how do I sit them down and talk about it? And it's a continuous conversation. And that's something that I think there's a reason why people are asking us those questions and are also waiting for us to record the next episode, because that's the real thing. That's how do, like, I'm feeling dissatisfied. I know what I have is not working. What am I gonna do? And Esther Perel was talking about it a lot. Like, she does not advocate open relationships. She advocates honesty in your own relationship, and she advocates uh, evolution in your own relationship. Because when you meet the person, you are young and you fall in love and you decide that's the partner you want to be in, and then you go through your honeymoon, and then you have kids, and all of a sudden your relationship changes. Well, did you sit down and discuss how your relationship is going to change now? All of a sudden you have these kids. All of a sudden you don't have your own time. You don't have time together. You don't sleep. You can't even go to the bathroom by yourself. Did you guys sit down and discuss, hey, you know what? We're going to get to this point. We're going to have to do something to maintain our relationship. It's going to be difficult. Most people don't. And then what happens? You get, you have a kid, you don't feel like having sex,